What's good people? Derek Jackson here. So I've just taken a couple of minutes to try to catch up on some of the last couple of months of y'all DMs to me, and I'm noticing a common theme. Hopefully we can kind of address it now, because almost every message, especially those of y'all who are saying, hey D, I hit my guy up, or I called him, or I told him that something that he did hurt me or it was wrong, and this was his response. Y'all are asking me to basically decode efforts of attempts to avoid accountability or to dodge accountability. Because the one where, oh, it ain't my fault, it's your fault, that's something everybody pretty much gets. But let me just give a PSA real quick. Avoiding accountability, dodging accountability can happen way before the wrong has been done, right after you catch him or her up, because this does apply to both men and women, but it's mostly women who are hitting me up on this. And it can happen long after the fact. Dodging accountability, avoiding accountability, discouraging accountability, all of it is all the same. It's all the person that says, I don't want to be responsible for what I did wrong. So one example would be playing dumb. Of course, that's right after you catch him up, you tell him, hey, something that you did really hurt me, and he starts trying to concoct a lie or find a loophole somehow so he can say, you know what? The reason why I did this, or imply the reason that he did this, is because he didn't know. And he'll do that by trying to get you to re-explain something that you've already told him, or explain a very basic principle that every person his age should already know. That's one way of dodging accountability. Another one is whenever he starts giving you that preparatory sympathy. This is in the beginning, before there's actually been a wrong done. Like, let me know in the comments. Any of y'all ever heard a guy say, you know what? You too good for me. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I would never think a woman like you would ever choose a guy like me. I just feel like you too good for me. I can't believe it. That is like trying to marinate the meat before you go ahead and put it on the stove. That's that whole disclaimer. I'm just going to, try to set the tone for what I'm going to do wrong. And then I'm going to later on point to what I already had told her in the very beginning, when I was telling her I never seen a relationship growing up because my mama was this, my daddy was that, and my neighborhood was this, that, and the other. So brings me to another one. Another way that's very unique, by the way. I think some of these are kind of crafty. Another way a guy would try to avoid accountability is by taking fake accountability. That's whenever, accountability is taken and then it's taken away. It's undone by the rest of the explanation. So it sounds like this. You know what? You caught me. I'm wrong. It's 100% my fault. I take 100% full accountability. And then as the conversation continues, I was just in a place where bad things happened, and they did. I just had too much to drink. I guess I'm still young. I guess, my mama was on drugs. My daddy was a drug dealer. That's what I'm talking about. That whole, I'm going to take accountability, but I'm going to bring attention away from me taking accountability. So by the end of it, the context that I'm adding really becomes excuses for what I did. Okay, so another way that a guy will dodge accountability is by nitpicking everything that you do wrong after you hold him accountable. So this ain't really dodging as much as it is trying to create an environment where what he did still feels either justified or it's not that bad because of how bad you are. Like, if you ever held a guy accountable and you say, you know what, this really, really hurt me. You've been inconsistent. You've been whatever. And then after that, he starts, complaining about the smallest things. You done left the top off of a jar of peanut butter, or you left a hair clip lying around somewhere. Just little nitpicky stuff, like over and over again. Basically, he starts trying to imply, you know what, you ain't so innocent yourself. That is somebody who is dodging accountability. Okay. Another way would be retaliation. After you hold him accountable, after you have that conversation, he may in that moment say, you know what, I was wrong, woo, woo, woo. Maybe. But then afterwards, you may notice that he's a little colder. He don't want to talk as much. He's not in the mood to go out on a date. He's not nearly as talkative and loving and cuddly and everything else. It's almost like a wounded animal. And what he's doing then is he's discouraging you from ever holding him accountable again by trying to associate this type of behavior with you holding him accountable, with you voicing your concern, with you making your feelings valid, just making your needs known. That's what he's doing in that. Now, the last one, which I think all of them are pretty bad, but the last one is very interesting because I believe this is one of the main devices of a gaslighter, and that is to be vague. This is before anything has ever been done. This is the person that says, you know what? She needs structure, or she needs parameters. She needs boundaries. She's expressed boundaries. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be vague about meeting those boundaries. Okay. So basically coming home at night. Yeah, I'll be home soon. I'll be home after work. A lack of specificity. Yeah, I got a couple of homegirls. Yeah, I kind of know him or whatever. All this vagueness. We're going to get married one day, when I'm ready. All of that, I'm going to leave you hanging in the balance in this gray area is emotional confusion. It's a way to bring you and draw you into him. It's a way to keep power over the situation. And again, without specificity, he never has to be accountable. So say it with me, guys. Specificity creates accountability. The way that you see through it, the way that you pierce through it, the way you break all of that down is to say, you say you're going to be home. What time you going to be home? If they do any kind of retaliation, you being too hard. You're going to be like that. I don't know. Nah, see right through. No, I need to know, what time? You said you're going to be home at a decent hour. What time is that exactly? Oh, you going out with your boys? Okay, where exactly are you guys going? Who is going to be at this party that you're going to? Oh, we need to get married, but you're not ready yet. Okay, what does it look like for you to be married exactly? And what's the difference between that and where you're at now? Specifically. Specificity creates accountability. And when they try to continue to be vague and, even though you're asking them, hey, I need more from you, if they continue doing that again, they are gaslighting you. And that's your sign to run for the hills. A gaslighter is a type of a narcissist. Matter of fact, I won't go too deep into it here because I did write about this in my book, Don't Forget Your Crown, where I tell you all the red flags of a narcissist, how they will break you down over time and who they prey on. If you want to know more about this topic, click the link down in the caption and get my book, Don't Forget Your Crown. I explain it all. Matter of fact, I'll make it 50% off. Click the link down in the caption. But last thing I'll say is this, man. If somebody is willing to toy with you emotionally in order to avoid accountability, what do you think they're going to do with your heart whenever you give it to them? What do you think they're going to do with your sanity whenever they had that in the palm of their hands? They're going to break both of them. Time to get out of there, man. But y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Again, Don't Forget Your Crown, where I go way more in depth. I'll put that link down in the caption for 50% off. I'll holler at y'all later. Y'all be good. Peace.